Good morning. Welcome back to the Gallo Show. Richard Cross in for Paul Gallo on this Thursday morning as we broadcast live from Sally Kate Winters Family Services. Maybe the beginning of the show was a little early for you, but now you're up and stirring on this beautiful Thursday morning across the Magnolia State. Thank you for being with us. This hour of the Gallo Show is brought to you by MWG Employer Services. Running a business is tough. If you're struggling with HR, benefits, and payroll, you're not alone. That's where MWG Employer Services comes in. They can provide a full range of employer services plus a custom plan that fits your needs and your budget. You can give them a call at 601-206-7966 or go to mwgemployerservices.com. Richard Cross and Lance with you. This is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and we are at Sally Kate Winters Family Services. Third year in a row that we've been here to help you be aware of what's going on here at Sally Kate Winters and what an integral role it plays in the West Point community. But not just the West Point community. 15 counties are served by Sally Kate Winters, and we're happy to welcome Lisa Klutts, who is Director of Community Development with the West Point Growth Alliance. Good morning. Thanks for getting up early with us.
Thank you, and welcome to West Point.
Thanks. It's great to be here. All right, West Point Growth Alliance. Tell me about that.
All right, so we are the Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
We support businesses, the Main Street Association, and we revitalize downtown. And we're tourism, so we talk about all things West Point. And we support organizations like Sally Kate Winters. They have a parade coming up Friday morning.
Very good.
And it's always fun to see the community to come together. So community development doesn't really have a job description. It's wherever we need to be is what we do.
Feels like you might wear a lot of hats.
Just a few.
Just a few. Can switch those out from time to time. You mentioned downtown development, revitalization, Main Street area. I feel like West Point has come a long way and is making a ton of progress. This kind of the Main Street area and the downtown area feels like there is some growth going on.
Oh, absolutely. I'll go back just a little bit. West Point used to be known as home for Bryan Foods.
Right.
And that was a huge loss when they closed with unemployment, loss of sales tax revenue, with tax revenue, but also loss of identity. And that gave us a chance to really see what West Point is all about. We are a small town, but we do big things. Sally Kate Winters is an example of that, but we are home to Howlin' Wolf. We are a golf destination. We have Prairie Arts Festival, which is one of the largest events, not only in West Point, but in Mississippi.
Yeah. Prairie Arts that's coming up
It's
soon?
Labor Day weekend. We'll
Okay.
see you again then.
Labor Day weekend for Prairie Arts Festival, and that sounds like a long time away.
It's not. We just started taking applications, and we are wide open now.
I'm telling you that it is roughly 150 days from now because that
Don't tell me
coincides
that.
with the beginning of the college football season.
It does.
And we talked yesterday about the fact that we're 150 days away from the opening day kickoff. So that will be here before we know it. But we're here today to talk about Sally Kate Winters. What Sally Kate Winters Family Services means to West Point. I know it serves a lot more than West Point, but let's start there with what this place and its mission means to the local community.
It's a sense of pride that they are located here in West Point. They could be anywhere in the state, but right here in West Point. And the resources that we have to support their mission and their goals is phenomenal.
Yeah. In terms of, you talk about the community being proud of it and thankful that this is here. But in terms of community support, one of the things that I've enjoyed over the last couple of years is getting to visit with members of the community, board members for Sally Kate Winters, who are active, business owners, people that work here, people who live here. And it feels like the support that West Point gives to Sally Kate Winters has been really, really strong through the years.
Absolutely is. From what you just said, from the business owners to just the individuals who step up to be on the board, who help with the fundraisers and the events happening all month long in April. It is something that we are proud of to step up and support.
Yeah. And then I guess the other piece, and I mentioned this a second ago, there are 15 counties that are served by Sally Kate Winters. And so while this is very much a local endeavor, it's also kind of a North Mississippi, East Central Mississippi hub for children who are in need.
Yes, and West Point can support that with people coming in to however we can serve the children and the families any way that we can here in West Point. That's what we're here for.
Visiting with Lisa Klutts, she's Director of Community Development with the West Point Growth Alliance, talked about some of the things that fall under her purview as well. And I am fascinated with what we were talking about a second ago with downtown. That's really an interesting perspective. No community wants to lose a significant industry
like
is
an
what I
injury.
was trying to say. It may have felt like an injury as well. You mentioned Bryan Foods and what that meant to the community, but also creating the opportunity to kind of reimagine, rediscover, reinvent, all of those things. And in some ways, though that's a really difficult transition, it gives you that opportunity to do some introspection almost.
Yes, we are so much more than just industry. We are the arts community. We're an outdoors community. We're also the world headquarters for Mossy Oak and Hayes Outdoors, right here in downtown. Years ago, something called urban sprawl started happening, where businesses and the economy moved out to the highways and left downtowns empty. And so we work hard to revive them, bring murals and businesses and events to bring people back downtown, because downtown is the heart of the community, regardless of where you go.
So I'm genuinely curious about this. So we talk Golden Triangle, and that's West Point, Columbus, and Starkville. So I live in Oxford, but the surrounding communities, so Oxford, a university town, but there aren't surrounding communities the size of West Point and Columbus that are in such close proximity. What's the effect of Mississippi State in terms of the university on West Point? Because it's not in West Point, but so closely, and I feel like the triangle very much associated with each other.
So West Point, West Point is the smallest smallest in the Golden Triangle, but I say we do big things.
Yeah,
we're at the top of the triangle also.
Oh, I like that.
And
the point.
Yes, we're at the top of the point. And I like to work with Columbus and Starkville. We all bring something different to the table, but we all complement each other. So even though people are going to the Mississippi State football game, they're stopping at Prairie Arts Festival first, or they're coming downtown to eat lunch, coming back to Anthony's and eating dinner. So I think we all work together to just share that community.
Perhaps playing golf on Friday afternoon and Sunday afternoon before they head back home.
Exactly.
Maybe so. It's an incredible time to be here. Congratulations on the growth. And I know that there's tons and tons of work. I asked Cindy when we talked to her a second ago in terms of big picture kind of goals looking ahead for her. She still trying to kind of get her feet wet and figure out the lay of the land around here as the new executive director. What about you for West Point, the town? Big picture goals. What's on the horizon?
Well, I've been in my position 10 years.
Okay.
As the paid director. I was a volunteer for 5 years, so I've been in this world for a little while to see that sometimes that you keep growing, but you have to maintain the things that you already have. You can't keep growing without maintaining your assets that have been here for so long, because they need care too.
That's downtown. That's Prairie Arts. That's some of the existing.
That's even the highway. Yes, that's whatever businesses come to town. We're here to support them. We want them to be here for a long time.
Fantastic stuff. Lisa, thanks so much for stopping by, and thanks for West Point's continued support of Sally Kate Winters.
Always.
Lisa Klutts, she is Director of Community Development with the West Point Growth Alliance, and it really is a neat relationship that exists between the city of West Point and